Something new.
Hello, still in
Uh,
my mute?
hello. Yes, it's coming.
Okay,
And,
let me change something first.
well, all of this will be in the episode. So, yeah, for those of you who are joining us, there is like 20 seconds of Amir trying to do something. I don't know what.
I'm not trying to do anything, I was just trying to connect, and I did connect.
Oh,
And I wasn't even trying, from the time you initiated the call until I joined you, that took like, I guess, 15 seconds itself.
that's good. I don't know. Well, first off, let me give a brief, and I do mean as brief as possible, explanation of what we're trying to do.
It's a show about
So,
nothing. It's like
yeah,
side
but
show turned into a podcast.
sort of, yeah, but there's this show, The Last Thoughts of a Busy Mind, with two estimated audience. One of them, I believe, is you, so, we are
Yeah,
doing
but I
this for
haven't
one
listened
other
to the
guy.
previous season, let's call it.
Oh, yeah. You haven't listened to the season 2, which, I mean, you should.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
And so this is sort of an add-on to that. It's supposed to come out at the middle of the break between the seasons, but since I had an idea this week, we are doing it this week, and next week is the start of the new season. So there's that.
Okay.
So yeah.
By the way,
Anyway,
I'm not having a tea. I think you're gonna talk about it later. So
yeah. It's customary to doing something on this
Yeah.
show. So what are you having?
I think it's called an herbal infusion or herbal infusion
Ah,
with the
fuck you,
English and Australian listeners.
pretentious hipster.
Well, okay. I actually didn't want to buy this. I was looking for green tea because it has less caffeine. I'm somewhat of a caffeine intolerant person.
Ah.
And I just briefly looked at the packaging, and it was like with green tea, and I didn't read the red part. I came home and I realized it's an herbal infusion with green tea, so it's
What
not
herbs
just
though?
green tea.
What herbs?
I honestly don't know the names even in Farsi, let alone English. So I don't know, just a bunch of bullshit. Bunch of
Well,
seeds and flower petals and hipster shit. It's
amazing.
supposed to be fitness herbal infusion.
Oh, nice. Do you do fitness?
No, but I'm a fit person.
Yeah, you are. Otherwise, I'm having lemon flavored, non-alcoholic malt beverage.
And by malt beverage, you mean a 1.5 liter one, right?
I mean, usually I drink it out of the bottle, but since we have a guest and all of that, I've put it in a glass and I'm drinking it out of a glass.
By a glass, you mean like a 2-liter glass or a...
No, a small glass. I will refill it as we talk, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Because mine is kind of getting ready. Like, I put a lid on top of my mug, and I let it brew, or I don't know, whatever.
It's
for,
steep.
Yeah, I let it steep for, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes. And I drink my tea cold, so it has to get cold too. So I'll probably be drinking it in 30 minutes.
Nice. Let's hope we are still talking by then, because I want to review on that herbal infusion.
Okay.
Anyways,
it's not the first time I'm having it though. It's not bad either.
Yeah.
Normal.
So you might, for those of you who don't know what the hell is going on, The Last Thoughts of a Busy Mind is a podcast audio journal that I do, and this is a special chapter of that called The Last Thoughts of Two Busy Minds. My guest today is Amir Reza. Do you want me to say your last name or not?
No, don't dox me. There are many people out there hunting my ass, so no.
Oh, nice.
Mysterious Amir Reza.
Yes. Amir Reza, he lives in another city altogether.
You read that either. I live in a dungeon, and no,
Yeah.
before you ask, not a sex dungeon, just a
Yes.
dungeon.
I was actually going to make a joke on the city you live. Do you know how Michael Caine in Cockney becomes Michael Caine?
He lives in Kane.
No, no, it's Michael Caine. Michael Caine.
Oh, okay, okay.
Say my shed with a southern accent, southern American accent.
Oh God, you already gave it away. But since basically no one listens to this, I'm fine,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah, but say it in a southern accent.
I will not do that.
It's my shed.
I will not do that, sir.
Okay. Anyways, he is the other half of Yas, be it another shitty podcast that I do with him. And he is one of my closest friends.
You're being kind, but you're one of my most distant friends. Like you couldn't be further from me in terms of friendship.
Nice. It's always
Yeah,
good to know.
yeah. It's like my distance from probably another galaxy would be less than the distance I emotionally have with you. Okay, I'm joking, of course. Yeah,
No,
it's an
it's
honor.
okay.
No, obviously I am joking, and it's an honor to be a close friend of yours.
You're actually
And
one of the three, and I hope to have another one. Another one has already been on this podcast. If you had listened to season 2, I had an impromptu guest who was here
ooh,
with me when I was recording. Yeah,
I have to catch up with all the uh,
yeah,
left episodes that I have.
yeah, and you better do it soon because next week is the start of the new season.
Oh wow! Okay, okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to do something without structure, which is why this episode will not be edited. We are recording it on Anchor
Yeah,
itself, and let's see how it goes. If it's not good, we'll go back to some other, I don't know, method.
bullshit.
Yeah. But I did write some things I do want to talk about, and one of them is telling the story of how we met. I want to tell people how I
How
met,
I Met Your Mother.
not my mother, but I met my mother when I came out of her. So,
Oh my god! Oh my god!
dude,
Okay.
if it helps, this is the same way you met your mother.
First of all, thank you for letting me know. Second of all, it doesn't help. Third of all, we all have uh, had the pleasure of knowing our mothers that way. I'm just saying that you don't need to
Actually,
explicitly put
I
it that
didn't know
way.
my mother that way because I was cut out of her.
Mhm.
It was a cesarean. I don't know. They cut the
Okay,
stomach. Yeah.
did you hear that?
No, what was that?
Okay, but because my father was like saying goodnight to me.
Oh, I did not hear that. But say good night to him from me too.
No, sure, sure.
So
Well, I think I'm the result of a C-section too. Nevertheless, you technically have come out of our mothers. Nevertheless,
yes, but we haven't come out
unless
of her.
you were, in vitro. Is it called when you're in like those thingies? I think it's in vitro. Let me Google it. In vitro.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
In vitro fertilization is a complex series of procedures used to help with the fertility of prevent genetic problems. Eggs are collected from ovaries and fertilized by sperm in a lab. Okay, so in vitro, it's the fertilization that happens there. I think you still need to be inside of a vagina. Not a
Nice.
vagina, like inside of a
Womb.
uterus. Wow, my, well, that's you can put this down to the lack of sex ed in Iran, and I don't know the English. Although I do know the Farsi versions, but in English, okay, so we have the vagina.
Yes. And we
We
have
have
the
the
urethra,
fallopian tube,
which is the
and
place where the pee comes out.
okay, so urethra.
Yeah. Yeah,
vagina,
yes.
and then womb. Womb, is womb like the scientific name of that thing?
I'm not sure. I think it's called the womb, which is where the babies are.
Okay, so the uterus is a hollow muscular organ located in the female pelvis between the bladder and rectum. Definitely, the kid
Okay, I
is
was
an.
yes, we were trying to talk about how we met, and we ended up looking up female anatomy.
Okay, so labium minus is like the. Uh, oh,
Scientific name?
I think the womb is the uterus. Let me.
Oh,
I
oh my God!
because
Are
I
you
weren't.
googling is womb?
Yes, of no, I wasn't, but I'm gonna. Is womb uterus? Uterus also called the womb. Yes, I was
Yes,
right. So I'm not as unlettered as I thought. Okay, so I was right.
yes.
I just referred to it by the scientific name. So
Oh my,
yeah,
you fucking
baby
hipsters
has to be.
drinking your herbal infusions and calling wombs euphors. Yeah. Anyways, how we met was in a fucking app called Telegram.
Yeah, it's like WhatsApp, but a million times better.
Yes. And there was this group for cinema nerds, and I remember this kind of vividly, which is kind of creepy. I posted a picture from BoJack Horseman finale season 2, the monkey
Mm.
guy, and you said, "That's interesting. Is it from another show?" I don't remember what show you said.
Oh, I think I must have mistaken it with a trip tank or something in those lines.
Yeah, I think so. Anyways, you said it is from that, and I said no, it's BoJack Horseman. And then something happened, and you left that group. We were talking about Fight
Oh
Club.
yeah, yeah. Because I hate that movie. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
I don't really. It's, it's both emotional hatred and intellectual hatred. I dislike that movie because it's a shit movie, in my opinion. We're not
yeah,
gonna talk about it because it's not. Yes, probably will
yeah.
dissect that piece of shit there.
So
But just
go there
in
and
a nutshell, I hate it, and I couldn't uh, burden talking about it for like 2 or 3 days.
yeah, I understand. And then since I was an admin of that group, I came and asked, "Why did you leave?"
I was like, nigga, this movie is shit. Okay, I used the N word. Wow.
Yeah,
Well, um, I guess you're gonna have to censor this part.
no, I will
You don't have
not.
to cut it. Oh my god.
You're
Okay.
ruined forever on this show that nobody listens to.
Yes, yes.
And then we
But
started talking. Yeah,
I'm a brown person. I kind of have the N word pass because I'm a
actually,
very
that's
brown person.
that's not far from truth. You're much darker than me, and I don't think I'm that
Yeah.
light skinned either.
Yeah, I'm really dark. Like I'm the sand N word.
Yeah,
Definitely a sand N word. So I kind of have a pass. I'm not white in
yes.
any,
I don't think
you
I
know,
am white
section of
either.
life.
I mean, you've seen me. Am I white?
No, you're not. Very few Iranians are white. You're not one of them. Like some Turks and some, I don't know, certain, mostly villagers. I don't know why, but they have like this. They have. They're kind of more pure, not pure as in fascist or I don't know, nationalist ways. I mean, they have had inbreeding in their own society, so they have kept to a much whiter skin color
Yeah,
for like probably hundreds of years, while the places that were interconnected, they have more shades of colors,
yeah,
I guess.
including
So yeah,
Esfahan, where I am from, and my shed, where you are from.
yeah, I mean, I'm actually the product of like two cities that are, let's say, 400, like about 800 kilometers away from each other, and like
Nice.
I live in the middle of 800 kilometers. Like, uh, my father. is from 400 kilometers south of where I live. My mother is 400 kilometers north of where I live, and I live in the middle of it. So yeah, like literally, the
You're stuck in the middle.
mix. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we started talking, and this is actually something that I think I brought it up. This is going to make or break our relationship right here, right now. But how do I say it? I always felt that I forced you into becoming my friend by opening up too personal stuff way too early in our relationship.
Okay.
And I don't know why I feel like that, but yeah.
Yeah, you're free to feel whatever way you like, but if I didn't want to talk with you, I just simply would have ignored you. So you didn't have that much power to force me to do anything.
I mean, I have that much power now. I am forcing you to do this.
Again, you're not forcing me. I decided to do this.
Yeah, look behind you and see the barrel of the gun. Yeah, I'm joking, of course. But we started talking. I was in the middle of an emotional turmoil with a girl. I haven't told the story yet on the podcast. It will be on season 3.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And
nice as in the story isn't nice, but it's nice that you're feeling okay to open up.
yeah, I mean, I'm right now that I'm feeling about it, she was really mean to me, so I'm kind of angry.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I think Amir Reza, for those of you listening, knows most about this situation.
Yeah, like probably 90% of it.
Yeah. And at the time you were dating a girl, Mariam, if I remember correctly.
I never dated.
No, sorry. It wasn't, man. It was, fuck.
It's okay. No, don't dox. It was a K.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't know why I said the name. I'm just,
That's fine.
yeah. You were dating her, and she wasn't living in my shed. She was living in another.
In another K named city. K was living in K.
Yeah, Kay was
Studying
living.
in K.
Yeah, and I remember sort of vividly again that you wanted to buy her a gift, and you bought a perfume, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was called Loev. Yeah, and it was really good perfume.
If
I may say so myself.
Do you regret it?
No, dude. We're friends right now, actually.
Seriously?
We didn't work out as a couple. Yeah.
You were fighting, motherfucker.
After almost probably 3 years by now, like 2.5 years of not being together and 1.5 year of not giving a shit at all. It's okay as a person, as a friend, not as a friend anymore, but like as a friend.
It's an acquaintance.
Talk. No, more than that.
Oh.
We're actually friends. We talk occasionally.
That's good.
I think we should have never become a couple, is what I think.
Yeah. Well, I could have said that about MB, which is 4 years of my life, and I have nothing to. Yeah, I'll talk about it later. Anyways, that's how we met, and we actually met in person once.
Yeah, we went in a shopping mall.
Yeah.
And for a brief period of time, like 30 minutes,
Yeah.
I guess.
Which is actually one of my closest friends who knows a lot about my life. Actually, this podcast, my YouTube channel, all of them sort of got the green light from him. But all of that, and I've never met him more than 30 minutes.
Yeah, well, I have a friend called Bobek, and I have never met him even once. And
Seriously?
He's one of my closest friends. So yeah, I have never met Bobek.
Can I say something?
Seriously, he's like.
Can I say something about Bobek? And I know he's not listening to this.
Well, I will tell him to listen.
No,
to
please don't. But his voice is very annoying.
Actually, I like his voice. His voice is like
Really?
those jackass characters in cartoons, like those fucking
Yeah, I guess
those
that's
fucking
why I don't
brats.
like it.
Yeah, well, I personally actually, okay, I will never tell him about this podcast because of what I'm about to say, but I actually really like his voice.
Oh,
It's a
nice.
playful, childlike, cool voice. Not childish, childlike. I
That's
think he should
nice.
do voice acting with that voice.
I mean, sure, there are characters that need that voice, but you know, I've,
Yeah,
I mean, you know. Yeah.
yeah,
So,
sure, sure.
uh, by the way, so sort of give a detailed instruction of who you are, so people can very much dox you. You work in software, if I recall correctly, right?
I don't work in software. I have a bachelor's in. Well, in Iran, it's what I studied under is called software engineering, but internationally, the syllabus is much more like computer science than software
Ah,
engineering. So perhaps it's computer science,
so you're a computer scientist.
allegedly.
Nice. And you are actually a gamer. You are a much bigger gamer than I am.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah, and so, anyways, I wanted to talk about this because I watched it again today. The Chalk Eaters.
Oh yeah, I watched that
Yeah,
too.
it's so good. It's the song Count to Three, which is about Valve and Gabe Newell. You know, if you've been waiting, if this is what you're waiting for, say 1, 2, and 4.
Yeah.
And it was really good. So I wanted to sort of talk about Valve a little bit. What is the first Valve game you played?
Uh, I'm not sure. Let me Google the list of the Valve games, and meanwhile, we can talk about
Yeah.
anything else.
I mean, for me, it was Portal 1. Just so I thought about these questions beforehand. So, I look like the more informed one.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently the first game by Valve is Half-Life.
Yeah.
So that's the first game I played
Seriously?
by Valve. Yeah, I didn't finish it because I was like, it was released in 1998, but I think I first played it like when I was, in 2001 or two maybe, and but yeah, that's the first game I have played by Valve,
Nice.
and I wouldn't get past like the first probably hour of the game. I would just get lost. I wouldn't understand anything.
Yeah. I mean, I've played it much later. I actually played it very recently, and I played the remaster mod, Black Mesa.
Yeah, well, come to think of it, I actually should play Half-Life 1 and 2 because I didn't finish the second one either. I
Oh,
progressed much further in the game, but I never finished it. So I think I should play both of them.
so what were your feelings at the time when you were playing it beside confusion?
It has some elements that I hadn't seen in any other game. Like the physics were fantastically, uh, well made. It actually had physics. Back then, most games didn't have any physics, but this one had physics. You would have to actually use your brain, use the environment to solve some physics related puzzles, and that was interesting. I was, flabbergasted by that fact.
That is me and Portal in a nutshell too. I was so blown away by Portal when I first played it. Yeah,
Nice.
and it's kind of fun to see them. I know it's not back. They made basically a VR demo, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Half-Life Alex. So yeah,
But I think the game most people have played the most is probably going to be Counter Strike.
yeah, and Counter-Strike is,
CS.
if I remember correctly, was a mod, and they bought it.
This I don't know.
I think both Counter Strike and Team Fortress 2 were mods for Half
Yeah,
Life.
Half-Life modification, and its developers were hired by Valve. So yeah,
I mean,
it was a Half-Life mod, and the developers were hired by Valve, and
talk about a
they went
career
to
making a
extend it.
mod and then working for the company that made that mod.
No, that's what happens when you create a fantastic
I
mod.
mean, not really, unless you're creating that mod for Bethesda, which, I mean, uh, for those of you,
Even Team Fortress is was
yeah,
originally a mod for Quake.
which is really odd to think about. But Bethesda, the Chalk Eaters, actually the song before this that I really love from them, and I think it's actually a better song, is "It Just Works."
I'm not sure if I've listened to that.
It's you know what it's about, right? It just works.
Yeah, of course, it's about Apple.
No, it's about Todd Howard.
Oh, because there's also a meme regarding Steve Jobs, and he was like, "It just works." I thought that it's
No,
about
it's
that.
about Todd Howard and the famous Fallout 4 quote. All of this just works.
Well, it did just work, kind of.
No, it didn't. Fallout 4 was a buggy mess, and the mechanic that he was specifically talking about was the building mechanic, which, I mean, it was needless to say the least and downright stupid to say the most.
Oh, but I think by needless you mean unnecessary.
Yeah, unnecessary.
Okay, okay.
We didn't need it. We needed Fallout New Vegas too. But I mean, that could still happen because now Microsoft has bought Bethesda, and Bethesda and Obsidian are now again together, and so it might happen, but it probably won't. But it's always fun to dream.
Of
Yeah.
course, of course.
So there is another similarity you and I share, and I've talked about it in another episode. I do suffer from OCD and GAD, and you also suffer from OCD and GAD.
I'm not sure about GAD, but I'm pretty sure I do have anxiety disorders. I don't know which
Yeah.
ones, but it's mostly just OCD. The main one is OCD.
So you haven't been diagnosed with anxiety disorders, right?
I guess, I mean, no, my diagnosis is OCD.
Your anal rapist
But
didn't.
OCD automatically has
Ah,
anxiety. Like it's an anxiety related, so you don't even need to mention it. I mean, because I think GAD is different. I'm not sure, but OCD in and of itself is anxiety ridden.
yeah, but GAD means basically my brain sort of becomes anxious over everything, like the fact that the universe will end at some point in time gives me
I think
anxiety.
everyone gets anxiety by that. It's the OCD that you fixate on that thought
And
and the
no,
disproportionate
OCD helps
response
that.
you give to
OCD
that
helps
thought.
that. It's sort of like OCD says, let's fixate on this, and it gives you anxiety. And then GAD comes in and let's say, well, you have that anxiety. Let's expand it to everything, you know?
Nice.
Let's talk about how you're 24 and you've never had a meaningful relationship with anyone, a romantic relationship.
I think these are common to every person on Earth. It's just the responses we have that makes it different.
Yeah, I mean, there is a word for people like you and me. Even though I don't think I am, and I don't think neither you are incels, but
Oh,
yeah,
involuntary celibate. Well, currently I am not involuntary celibate. I am voluntarily
nice.
being celibate.
The only reason I don't think I'm an incel is because A, I don't blame women for not wanting to date me.
Do they not
I
want to
don't know.
date you?
I'm pretty sure nobody wants to, but I have very low self esteem.
Yeah, it can be seen and heard, mostly
Yeah.
rarely heard, but
And another thing is, I never actually tried that much to get into a relationship other than, the MB situation. And I'm going to sneeze.
nice.
I'm sorry.
What's the German thing they say instead of God bless?
Gesundheit. Yeah.
Gesundheit. Yeah.
I have a cousin who I said lives in Austria. I have two cousins actually.
Ooh.
And my younger cousin, both of them are younger than me. One is 4 months younger than me, the other one is 12 years.
That's
Yeah.
a big
So the
number. Okay.
12-year younger than me, that girl, she actually doesn't speak either English or Persian.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
not good.
And I don't speak German or Austrian because I think they are different, and Turkish, which is what she talks about. Yeah, she knows
knows
Turkish
Turkish.
because,
Oh, I think she should add English. Seriously, like English is a
dude,
must.
she's
in
12.
at this point. Okay, but it's never too late. I mean,
It's
by
never
this
too
time,
early, you mean?
by this age, she should have. Yeah, it's never too early. She should have learned a little. Like she would. She should have. She should be able to, form basic conversation.
I mean, she's already bilingual.
Yeah, she should become
Yeah.
trilingual.
Anyways, you know how we communicate? And no, by Google Translate. I write in English and it translates to German. She writes in German and I see what she wants.
That is
Thank you.
beautiful,
Thank you.
painful, stupid, clever, and all of that.
It's actually one of those things that I think would make a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't make us cousins and make it a rom-com. Or make us cousins and make it a rom-com and then
cast Adam
fuck
Sandler,
you. No.
probably.
No. Or actually, you can keep us as cousins and then you can play it in France.
And
yeah, what was that as the development joke beside Anal Rapist? There was the movie, the French movie that Dangerous Cousins.
Yeah, I mean, the cousins are like, they have a thing in this thing.
It's a good show. I know you have your reservations about it because of political reasons.
No, I actually really like the. No. I never said I didn't like it. I just said it's, in my opinion, heavily influenced by the atmosphere of that era. But I actually like it. I find it very funny. But again, the funniest moment is when I forgot the name. Job. Yeah, Job has that puppet.
Franklin.
Puppet,
it's a puppet.
Oh my god! And yeah, the puppet, and the father tries to choke Franklin. God, I
remember an episode. I don't think it's even from any of the good seasons. I think it's the later seasons, but Franklin gets put into a washing machine and turns white.
I don't. Oh yeah, I think it's the third.
If it's the third season, then it's one of the good ones. But
not sure.
Anyways, we need to explain this for the listeners who haven't seen Arrested Development. Franklin is a puppet that one of the characters have, and the character itself is white. It's Will Arnett, actually. Yeah, Job, which is short for George Oscar Bluth. And the puppet, Franklin, is not white.
Yep.
Yeah, and so he does a black voice for it, and it's sort of
offensive to the maximum.
What happened to your voice? Why is it so far away now?
I'm trying to, steer my
herbal confusion. No, herbal infusion.
Infusion, not confusion.
Yeah. So,
Oh, by the way, I added a knob to it too. I don't know the
and
English word for it.
why?
I don't know because I was like this herbal infusion is shit. Anyways, might as well top it
And
off.
knob is actually called jujube.
Jujube,
Yeah,
seriously?
or red date, or Chinese date. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know it was Chinese. I always thought it was an Iranian thing.
Well, maybe it is Iranian and the Chinese stole it, same way they steal
I mean,
everything.
it's we live in Iran, dude. If somebody stole something, it's going to be us.
Well, no. Don't look at Iran now. Look at it 2,000 years ago. It was much better
Yeah,
back
when
then.
we weren't alive. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, no. I mean, historically, it is possible that someone else took something
Yeah,
from
yeah, it is
us.
possible. I mean, if we want to be that pedantic, the song Adam and Eve by Nas is actually from a Iranian song.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah,
he
he actually
didn't steal
sampled
it.
it.
He actually, asked. He sampled it and he asked for
Yeah.
permission from the artist.
And so, are you ready to get into a bit of a midway fun? I have a fun activity plan.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
have with me in another website, opened up another tab, conversationstartersworld.com. And it has a thing called a random question generator. And we are going to
Okay.
answer three of them, and no matter how boring, stupid, or random.
Sure. Hit me
Okay,
up.
first one. What are you looking forward to that's happening soon?
Sleeping.
I mean, fuck off. Tell a better answer. Something in your life.
Legend of Zelda Skyward
Oh,
Sword. HD remaster for Switch.
that actually reminds me. Be sure to listen to Yasp's new episode, which is all about Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
And
What about
me,
you?
actually, uh, honestly, I don't know. There are a lot of things that I want to, but there's nothing I look forward to. I need to make them happen. But if
Okay.
I were to answer, I'm looking forward to finally watching Kong versus Godzilla. Yeah, which is I'm actually really hyped up
Really?
for that because I like I'm a
Really?
fan of old kaiju movies, and everything I've seen and read about Godzilla versus Kong is that it is that some same dumb shtick. So I kind of want to see what is going on there. Yeah.
Okay.
Next question.
Sure.
What is the weirdest thing you used to eat as a child? Beside breast milk, of course.
That's not as a child. That's as a
Baby.
toddler or even less than that. Yeah, baby. Um, the weirdest thing I used to eat as a child. Let me think. You can answer
I
while I'm
mean, to be
thinking.
honest, I need to think too. You said not a toddler counts because I actually used to. There is this food in to explain it, which is a mixture of minced meat, uh, grated potatoes, and egg, which is called cutlet.
Oh, you
Yes,
mean
cutlet.
cotlet?
I don't know what it. It's not Iranian. I'm sure of that.
It's probably Russian
Yeah, I mean
cotlet.
cutlet and something like that.
I don't know.
But anyways, when I was a kid, like 2, 3 years old, I don't remember this. There is a video of me doing it. I used to take them, these are fried usually, and I dip it in water and then I eat it.
Hmm.
So,
So it's cutlet derived from French
ah,
côtelette. Uh, quote rib, like small rib,
I
probably.
don't know. Anyways, that is what I used to eat, which was the weirdest thing I can think of.
Uh, well, I didn't get to think because I was looking
Ah,
up quotelette, but as a child, I don't think if I've ever eaten anything weird, to be
really?
perfectly honest. Like, uh, I would sometimes make crazy shit, like I would mix everything together, but I wouldn't
Oh,
eat it. I was just curious as to what happens when I
oh,
do
so you
that.
wouldn't eat it? It doesn't count.
No, I wouldn't eat that shit. I would throw all of it away. Yeah, but I would like put them all in a blender, like I don't know, cucumbers and honey and bread and rice
Actually, I
and meat
remembered
and all that. I
something
would just
weird I used to eat as a child, which is
Mhm.
I don't know, dried bread, نون خشک, dipped
Mhm.
in a raw tomato paste. Yeah,
That's weird. That's definitely weird.
you did.
Okay, the weirdest thing I can think of is I would mix different, like Fanta and Coca-Cola and Sprite together. Like that's
You're
the
so
weirdest thing I would do
basic,
as a
dude.
kid. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was always a fucking finicky person. I wouldn't. I just wanted my food to taste fantastic. I wouldn't eat anything
Well,
else.
you never lived. Let's go to the next question.
Ah,
What food do you crave most often? Do you want to answer this or do you want to go to a non-food related?
no, I don't want dick. The food I most
Most
crave,
often.
most often. I mean, macaroni, which is it's something uh local to Iran. The way we make
Yeah,
it is
it's pasta and meat sauce, but we let it.
it's
Yeah,
spaghetti pasta and with tomato paste and
minced
meat. Like
meat.
what kind of meat? Yeah, minced meat. But it's not like spaghetti where you just put the spaghetti into water and after it becomes like loose, you take it out. You actually cook it for like an hour
Yeah,
after
there
that.
is a term for that. It's the same way you might cook rice, but even from what I've
Yeah,
seen,
yeah,
people outside of Iran don't cook rice like that either. We call
yeah.
it
So
dam
yeah,
keshidan,
that's
which
so
I mean,
yeah.
I'm searching.
But anyhow, like that's the thing I always want for lunch. Like if someone gave me that for lunch every day, I would eat it. And at nights, I usually like my pizza and roast beef
Nice.
sandwiches. And I also really like, milk and cake or
Ah,
milk and cookies or cereal. So these are three most craved, most often craved foods by me.
well, for me, it's fried chicken. I don't like red meat, so I usually tend to gravitate toward chicken. But I like chicken in many forms, mostly fried and with a crispy outside. Yeah, that almost rhymed. And what sort of drink do you crave most often? Let's expand on that.
Water and milk,
You basic bitch. Uh,
but mostly water. Like water is the
you
best.
really basic bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. It's also
Yeah,
healthy.
I mean, yeah, is that. Do you want to do five instead of three? Yeah. Did you
Yeah,
drop the mic?
yeah, because we don't have anything to talk. No, I didn't. I
Ah,
was just moving.
I mean, let's do five and then we go back to our normal discussion. If you were a ghost and could possess people, you make them do.
Hmm. If I could possess people, I think this question is actually asking us who would you possess.
No, what would you make them
I
do?
would, well, I would possess celebrities and I would make them do weird shit in front of cameras, and I would laugh.
I mean, that's a good answer. I usually, it might be because I am sexually deprived, but I would possess people and fuck their spouses.
Okay, but that's actually a good answer too. But I just thought of something else. Like I would possess world leaders and I would drive them to their own deaths on live TV. Like take out a pistol and kill themselves. That would be funny too.
I mean, that would be, yeah, I mean, that would be really funny.
Like Putin like kills himself in front of
Yeah.
TNA. Imagine the headlines.
Ah, fuck. Trump is gone. You can't do that. I think you can't do that to Trump.
Yeah, but if it's not on live TV, it's not fun.
Yeah. I mean, you can't get him on live TV. He's on conservative bullshit stuff. He's on Fox News all the time. You
He's
can't
still
do
on
it on
Fox
TV.
News.
Yeah, he is actually.
Nice.
So the last question is, how different do you act when you are with acquaintances where people you are comfortable with versus people you are comfortable with?
A lot. If I'm not comfortable with other people, I'm really polite. I'm reserved. I don't talk. I'm well behaved. Really. I don't talk. I just listen. But with people that I'm, close to, I act crazy and I make jokes. I have fun. All that. I'm all over the not all over the place, but
Yeah.
my jokes are definitely out there.
Actually, my answer is going to be copying you. That's the same for me.
I
I'm
think
usually
most
when I'm
people
not
are like
comfortable with
that.
people. Yeah. But for example, the jokes I make right now, I wouldn't make them with my
Yeah,
acquaintances.
definitely. Fucking
Yeah.
incestuous. Jesus.
I yeah, I used to be much more unhinged, to be honest.
Hmm.
There's a dark past to me that at some point will probably bite me in the ass.
Good.
Fuck you. If I'm going down, I'm taking you down
I
with
don't
me.
give a shit. Do it.
Yeah. Anyways, do you want to talk about how we are both single?
Yeah. I just told you I'm a voluntary celibate. I'm Volset instead of incel. Volcel. Volcel.
Ah, I mean, you are now, but you weren't always.
Yeah, even now sometimes I become an incel, but most of the time I'm a Volcel.
So if someone comes and tells you, let's go on a date, you wouldn't do it?
If I didn't like them, no. I have had that situation a few times in my life, and I have said no.
Oh, fuck you, you bastard.
Why?
Nobody ever tells me, let's get out on a date.
Well, they didn't explicitly say let's go out on a date, but they were like screaming it indirectly, and I
Well, I mean,
screamed back
I wouldn't know
indirectly that I
that,
don't
to be
want to.
honest. I wouldn't know that, to be honest, because I'm a socially blind person. I learned like 2 years after I was in a play that my co-star apparently had a crush on me.
Nice.
Yeah. I wish she was actually good looking and all of that too. I wouldn't mind. But I don't think she still has it. So, because I was going to make a joke and ask you out on a date, but I haven't talked about my sexuality yet, so I will keep it that for season 3 too.
Sure.
I'm actually kind of afraid,
Oh,
not going to lie. I know nobody listens to this, but what if somebody do?
somebody does.
Somebody does. Anyways, that's a good segue. One of the things Amir Reza has over me is that he's actually much more in tuned with grammar and good usage of
Yeah,
language,
because
English language.
I've taken many more English courses than you. Like I have, you have learned
Yeah,
English
I,
mostly through watching movies. I have learned English
yeah.
mostly through video games and taking English courses. So that the latter has definitely helped me with my grammar because there are certain
I've
things you can't
actually
just naturally learn. Like you need to, you have to, even if you're a genius, you have to just sit down, look at a grammar book, and learn it. It's like math.
I know the thing is I haven't taken a English course at all outside of what they teach us in high school.
Hmm.
So all I've learned is basically phonetically. I know how to talk, but only so far.
Nice.
Yeah, and uh, okay, and one of the things he does is actually proofreads my story and tells me what I've done wrong, which is a good thing. Are you there or are you drinking your fucking herbal
No, I'm
confusion?
I'm uh, I'm trying to see if my cat is behind my door. Yeah, he is.
Oh, oh, you have a cat, by the way. That, his name is Tadashi, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he is Tadashi. There are two other cats in my place of residence. They're my sisters, and they're called Mushka and Mishka. They're Persian, but Tadashi is DSH.
Ah, you. When did your sister get the cats?
A few months ago.
Ah, so because I remember there were two and you had to give one of them away.
Oh yeah, no. There was a not strand, stray cat. Are they called? Like,
Yeah,
she was very young, and her mother had abandoned her. And we brought her home. She
that's
got really
overly
sick.
dramatic.
Uh, we actually, helped her grow up, and we took care of her. But she became like 7 months old, and she was really horny, as she should be. And we didn't want to neuter her because I don't think that's a moral or good thing to do. So we let her go.
You just let her go.
Not just let her go. We actually put her in a place that is full of cats and people take care of them. There's a lot of food. It's in a
Ah,
good place.
and she can fuck whoever she
Yeah,
wants.
exactly. She
Nice,
should be a mother by now, like mother to many kittens.
nice. How about Tadashi? Is he
He
neutered?
is neutered, yeah, because he was born in a house. He has always lived in a house, but she wasn't like that. She had lived in the streets for like a month. She was
Ah,
very wild. She could take care of herself, but Tadashi can't do
but
that.
Tadashi. That's. I actually the only memories I have of Tadashi, beside he's your cat. I haven't met him, but it's the fact that he was the subject of a gag in my cat's video on
Oh
YouTube,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and the time that he ran away,
Oh yeah, that was a brutal
which
time. Like I was fucking dying. That was a really hard
yeah, that
time. Like
that's what I remember. That you were basically fucking you were ready to basically kill everyone,
yeah, I would kill everyone just to have him back. And now I know
which is always
I overreacted back then because he even if he does that again, I will definitely be worried. But I now know that he won't go anywhere. Like I will
ah,
find him in a few hours. He will be in the vicinity of my house. But that because that was the first time I didn't know this, I was really worried. I was like, What if he gets lost? He doesn't have experience with cars. What if someone steals him? All those thoughts.
And molested him.
Well, the molestation was the least of my worries, to be perfectly honest.
Ah, it would be the top of my
Yeah,
worries.
because you're a fucking sexual beast.
Actually, there is something that I don't know if I should tell you, but somebody else told me that too.
That you're a sexual
And
beast.
yeah, and they knew it firsthand.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so. Anyways, can you move closer to your mic too, because your
Yeah,
voice
I'm
is a
having
bit.
my airball infusion, by the way.
Ah, how's it taste with the jujube?
I think the juju hasn't left the taste at all, or the taste isn't
Ah,
strong enough to put
be
others.
noticeable.
It can't overshadow the other ones.
Nice. So, is there anything you want to talk about?
Not really, and I'm the guest, so you gotta ask me things.
Ah, yes. Who do you think won the 2020 election?
Who do I think won? I think Joe Biden won.
Oh, good. You're not one of those Trump. Actually, there is this joke. I should explain it. But at the time of the when Trump was doing his circus and all of that they took the election from me, there was a man that Amir Reza particularly hated, and it was Trump's lawyer Rudy Giuliani, and I loved it because I could always make that joke that your boyfriend did something
my
stupid
God,
today.
He kept calling him my fucking boyfriend.
And to be honest, there was a lot of stupid thing that he did, from the hair dye to the farting to.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And that man used to be the mayor of New York.
Yeah, he used to be a national hero after 9/11.
Yeah. But now he's like fucking punchline.
You're laughing stock.
Yeah, he's the punchline of Borat 2. Borat or Borat? My mind knows they call him Borat, but at the same time, I don't know. It's because maybe we are in the vicinity of Kazakhstan, but
Yeah.
I want to say Borat.
Yeah. That doesn't matter really.
It's always, I also find it kind of funny that they chose Kazakhstan out of all the places to choose.
Yeah, they could have made up a place to like whatever style. Like,
No, actually they couldn't.
why not?
They needed
The
somewhere.
documentary thing.
Yeah, they needed somewhere that when you Google it, it comes up as a real place.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, they chose Kazakhstan, which,
Because like
to be
99%
honest,
Americans don't know shit about.
exactly. I mean, they don't know shit about. They could have said Iran, but since it's been more
They know
newsworthy
little
than.
about Iran. Yeah, Iran
Yeah.
isn't that unknown. But Kazakhstan is like really unknown. I mean, they have
Yeah.
the memory of the hostage crisis and all that, so they kind of know Iran.
And weird thing is, Kazakhstan is actually, if people want to say it correctly, it should be Kazakhstan, because Kazakhstan and Kazakh is Kazakh.
Okay, Kazakhstan. Okay.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. It's like calling a country, I don't know, Commandostan, or what was that? What was the Nazis' air force? Luftwaffe,
Yeah.
Luftwaffestan.
Kazakhs aren't just the military thing. I think it's actually a culture and a people too.
I mean, as far as I'm, to be honest, I don't know enough about it. I should be honest. I know that after the Turkmenchai
Yeah. Okay, my
treaty,
cat is killing himself. I'll be back shortly.
okay, I will tell this story while he's away. Is that oh my fucking god, the noises. So yeah, the story is that the Turkmenchai Treaty was a treaty between one of the Qajar Shahs of Iran called Fatali Shah and then Tsar of Russia.
I think I'm gonna have to
Iran.
feed my cat.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll be
well.
back in like 2 minutes, so you go on with your story.
Oh, okay, okay. So, if only we could edit this. If only we could edit this. I mean, we can, but I'm not going to edit it. Anyways, Kazakhstan, as I was saying, no, Kazakhs, the Turkmenchai Treaty. Fuck hell. Iran lost that war, and they needed to sign a treaty which would give away a huge chunk of land, which would consist of today's Armenia and Azerbaijan to Russia. And on top of that, they could not have a centralized military. It was just part of the deal. And so they needed to have a sort of Russian military, which would be the Cossacks. So Cossacks would come into Iran and become the military, which after the fall of the uh, Russian Empire, the Lenin and all of those guys came on. The Cossacks in Iran didn't really have a purpose, so they sort of looked at the top of the chain of commands, which at the time was a guy by the name of Reza Mir Panj, or later Reza Shah, the father of what the English folk know as Shah of Iran, which was Muhammad Ali Shah. Or Muhammad Reza Shah. Sorry, Muhammad Ali Shah is another Shah. Muhammad Reza Shah. Shah, by the way, means king in Iran. In Persian, it's basically king. We actually use it to call the king piece on chess. We call it Shah. But for some reason, we call the queen Wazir, and we call the bishop Fil, which means elephant. I don't know
Hey
who
yo,
came up
I'm
with
back.
that. Hello, you're back. I was rambling on.
That's good. That's good. By
Yeah.
the way, I think
Tell me your thoughts.
it is possible that an static noise might be present in Anchor. I don't know because of the sound my PC makes. I'm not sure though.
Well, I can't hear any noise, and I'm hoping
Okay.
it's
Well,
the
I hope so.
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying, because there's a fan here too, it's fucking hot here. I don't know how
Yeah.
hot it is in my shed, but
It's very hot here too.
fucking hell, global warming is fucking real, people.
Global warming is a hoax. Trump won the elections.
Yes, and
The
the
Earth
space
is
Jew
flat.
laser.
We never went to the moon, and the Loch Ness monster and Bigfoot exist. All that.
Actually, on that note, I want to talk about something stupid I believe in.
Hmm.
I believe out of every monster in the folklore, vampires might be the most believable one.
Why?
I mean, it's as stupid as you can think, but imagine if we are actually evolved from mammals,
Hmm.
they can be evolved from bats, the air mammals.
Uh-huh.
which actually makes it possible that there is the creature from the Black Lagoon evolving from sea mammals, dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
you're judging me. I can hear
Not
your
really.
judgments.
I'm just being interested.
Uh, so that's one of the stupid things I believe in. Some people believe in ghosts. Some people believe in aliens. I believe in vampires.
Nice.
What do you believe in? Beside our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Yeah, of course. I don't think if I believe in anything. Like emotionally, of course, we all have these archetypal fears, like even ghosts or I don't know, monsters or whatever. But intellectually and consciously, I don't think if I believe in anything.
You fucking nihilist hipster.
Okay. But when I get scared and all that, of course I believe in everything. But even then, I'm like, okay, this is just me being crazy.
So you don't believe in aliens, you don't believe in
Aliens are a
monsters.
possibility. That's a possibility. Because aliens could be anything. Aliens, as seen in movies, even that is a possibility, but not necessarily. But aliens, as in living organisms, millions of miles away, millions of light years away from us. Yeah, that's definitely, I think that is definite, almost definite.
Ah,
Highly, highly,
I
highly probable. But that's not a
well,
superstition or anything
no, I
like
know.
that.
I mean, I don't believe in vampires in the Bram Stoker sense either. I just think if they were actually vampires evolved from bats, they would be
That would make
better at
sense.
hiding them. Yeah, they would be better at hiding themselves. Either it might be because I am influenced by that movie, The Descent.
Hmm.
I don't know if you've seen it or not.
No, I haven't.
It. The basic premise is there are people living underground and they evolved differently than us.
Oh yeah, I have dreams like that a lot. I have dreams of
Uh,
species of uh, primal, primitive things or different beings that coexist with us, but we don't see them. I have dreams about them like once every 6 months, maybe.
yeah, for me, those are vampires.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, half of my brain just wants Christopher Lee to be one, but you know,
Of course.
should we talk about the fear of death? Do you fear death?
Who doesn't?
What
All
makes you
life
more
is fear of
afraid?
death, and we just try to distract ourselves from it.
Yeah. What part of
Even
it?
if someone says, I'm not afraid of it, uh, they're trying to defend themselves from the reality of death. And how
Um,
often
I,
do I think about it? All the goddamn time.
no, no. I mean, what part of it do you fear the most?
The fact that it's definite.
Yeah. To be honest, mine is lack of consciousness.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it. Death itself is scary, but the scariest part is that it's definite.
Yeah. There is another part of me that is a little bit selfish in that regard, is that I am afraid of being forgotten.
Yeah, I mean, these are all universal fears, believe me. Everyone is afraid.
Yeah. Fucking hell, man. I'm depressed already.
About because of what?
I don't like to think about death.
Then let's not talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Let's talk about the
uh,
new games you've played or are playing.
I have a few installed that I haven't played yet. There are a few I did play, I didn't like, and immediately uninstalled.
Hmm.
One of them was a game called Machiavellian, but
Hmm.
villain spelled as like villain.
Yeah, of course. Wordplay.
It was a good game, but I don't know, it overwhelmed me to the point that uh, I couldn't handle it. I was feeling
I
I'm
understand.
not mentally prepared to get into this mechanic.
I totally understand. I've recently purchased Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer. Crypt of the Necrodancer is a game that it's a rhythmic game. It's a
Oh,
dungeon exploration. I think roguelite. I'm not sure though. Roguelite game. Uh, and after the release of the original game, Nintendo was like, let's do one with in the world of the Legend of Zelda. And actually, we forgot to talk about it in the Legend of Zelda episode. So I just
well,
bought it like last night, and I've played it for like an hour. I'm looking
how
forward to
is it?
playing it. It's good. I like it. I first saw it in a Twitch stream, and I liked it. I purchased it.
Whose Twitch stream? Let's talk about who you watch on Twitch. You
This
watch Belle
guy called
Delphine?
I don't know that guy. Barbarous King is the name of the streamer. He's one of my favorites. Like, maybe the most favorite, like the up top.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, he's a really, really good. He's funny. He plays awesome games. He's a really good gamer. He's actually one of the best Super Mario World gamers out there. He plays ROM hacks. He has made ROM hacks. Actually, he has made Grand Poo World 1 and 2, and he's making the third one. And ROM hacks are really, really, really hard Mario games that take thousands of hours to get good at. Like, they are so. If you're a gamer and want to challenge yourself, Mario ROM hacks are like at the top. Like, there isn't anything harder than that.
I mean, I don't want to. I'm having enough problems as it is with the get good culture of Dark Souls, so I'm not.
Yeah, I and he plays Sekiro too, and
Oh,
I watched Sekiro for the first time in his stream. Like, I had seen Sekiro, but I hadn't really like given it a thought or a second look. But I watched him play it for a few hours, and I was like, I really want to play this game. I bought it, and oh my god, is this game hard! Like, I've played Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Nia, all of them, but this one, oh my god, it's harder than all of them. It's like a completely different game.
uh, I mean, I haven't played it and I probably won't, but
If you decide to play it, just know that you're going to be in a world of pain. Like, every new enemy, not let alone boss, every new enemy will be a challenge. Like, I've beaten two bosses so far, which in the fashion of Souls games are going to become normal enemies later in the game.
ah,
But like those two alone, probably I died like 100 times, like 50 times for one and
damn,
50 times for the other one.
that's that's. Why would you do that?
I don't know. Because when you do beat them, the feeling is just amazing.
Ah, so uh, on that note, because I don't want to talk about Sekiro,
Yeah, of course.
is that what other Twitch streamers do you play? Watch?
Let me give you the names of all of them because there are a few that I watch. So there's where the fuck did that go? There's Linkus7. He mostly speedruns The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker and The Breath of the Wild. He's a Swedish streamer. I think he's mid 20s. He's a cool guy. There's Smokalog. I got to know him through Barber's King or Barb. He mostly plays Super Mario 2. He's actually right now he's playing Super Mario.
Ah.
There's Beard Geddon. This guy almost exclusively always plays Sea of Thieves, and he's like a pirate himself. That's what makes it interesting. Sea of Thieves is a game about piracy, and this guy is like literally a pirate himself, and that's
I've
cool.
seen Sea of Games, Sea of Thieves,
Sea of Games or Gays?
Sea of Thieves,
Okay.
and it. I wish it was better than it is. I would have
It's
definitely
getting
played it.
it's getting better and better every day, but it's still, well, still has a lot of problems. I mean,
Well,
but it's getting better. Like, I believe in a few years it'll be a really good game. It's like what was the name of that bullshit game?
Cyberpunk.
No. I don't think Cyberpunk will become like gradually good. It will eventually become good, but not like that. It's still
The
receiving updates.
No Man's
No Man's
Sky.
Sky. Yeah. No Man's Sky.
Yeah, I've heard that one is getting good too, and I actually might one day get into it because it also has a single player component, which I love.
Yeah. So, let me see. Okay. Why the fuck is my Twitch acting like this right now? Yeah.
I don't
What the fuck?
actually watch a lot of Twitch. I watched two people. I've watched two people so far.
Hmm.
One of them was a friend called the Dark Lord, and
Hmm.
he's Iranian. I watched him. He took my cherry, if you want to say it like
Of
that.
course. I used to watch Twitch only for the uh big like events, like, I don't know, E3 or Ubisoft, whatever presentation, PlayStation presentation, Nintendo. But it's been like 2 or 3 months that I have started following the streamers that I like, and I think it's good. I really like it.
But maybe
It's
one day
a
we can
very
start our own Twitch channel.
yeah, sure. So there's also Noble Tofu or Noblet of You, because it's written like Noblet of You. I think it's Noble Tofu because the guy is Tofu. He also usually plays Super Mario. There's Ultra Tay. I just recently followed her. She's a chill girl playing some games. She's a variety streamer. She plays a lot of games.
I have
There's
the
also
other guy I watch is actually one of those. It's
oh yeah,
Brock Baker.
nice.
Yeah. Sorry, I
So
interrupted your
there's
talking.
no, it's okay. I think like almost all of them are Zelda players. Like Richard Sage usually plays Ocarina of Time. Architect also usually plays Zelda games, usually Ocarina of Time, but also other games. Like he's kind of a variety streamer too. There's DGOT63. He always plays Zelda games like randomizers.
Ah,
There's also Alexandra Lin. She is an Australian streamer. She's like the closest uh, streamer, let's say, I've become really close to her community. She has a really
oh,
inclusive and cool community, and
that's nice.
she's the one I like the most as a person and as a community.
Ah,
And
I
she
understand.
speedruns Breath of the Wild any percent. So as you can see, it's almost all of them are Zelda gamers. There's also Shambling Incompetence. This one is like a really, he's like, he'll, at most he has like 15 viewers. He doesn't have that many. But what I like about him is that he's very professional, even though he doesn't have that many viewers. And
And
he's actually autistic,
oh,
but not classic autistic. Like if he didn't tell you he's autistic, you wouldn't know. But he's
okay,
autistic, and he's proud of it.
that's nice.
It's just who he is. Yeah.
Actually, that to be honest, I'm starting to be a little bit more sensitive toward these subjects. I don't know why. Maybe I'm becoming more PC,
Hmm.
but I have to talk about it at a later time, probably on an episode of The Last Thoughts of a Busy Mind. But something happened that made me a bit more sensitive toward this stuff.
Mm.
I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I've been less crass recently.
I'm not sure. We haven't talked that much recently, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, recently, as in the last couple of years.
Oh, well, then I wouldn't know because I've only known you in the last couple of years.
Dude, we've known each other for 5 fucking years.
By a couple of years, how many years do you mean?
Like two.
Okay, okay.
I mean,
Well,
I'm not the guy I
we've known
was
each
in
other
Digital
for
Heads.
years, but we've been close for like 3 years.
What?
We've been this close for like 3 years,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
think.
but I'm not the
Maybe.
guy I was in Digital Heads, you know?
Well, that's joking. I still am that person when I'm joking with my close friends, but generally, I'm not
I
that.
don't know. I think like I can't even joke that way either.
Oh, okay then.
It's stupid, I know, but what can I do?
Not really stupid. Whatever makes you happy.
We've been talking for an hour and 20 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say, as much as I would like to continue talking, first of all, I'm getting really sleepy, kinda,
Yeah.
and also it's really hot. I'm gonna have to think of something about this goddamn.
You can
weather.
sleep naked.
No, I don't want to sleep yet. I want to first fix this problem.
You can get naked.
Okay, please.
I'm whispering in the mic to make it sound more creepy.
It's working.
I know. I'm thinking of doing something else too, and this is the last bit. I'm sure, and then after that we get to the plugging and all of that.
Mhm.
And it's that I wanted to start a new show on the same channel that I will post this very episode called I Crafter. I've talked about it on an episode of The Last Thoughts of a Busy Mind, but you haven't listened to that yet, you
Yeah, I
bastard.
listened to it.
And
Mhm.
what do you think about that? I have a very, very simple project in mind. For starters, I have a wooden coaster which is rocking a lot. It's warped, and I was thinking of flattening it using sandpaper and film myself doing it.
That's great.
Actually, would you watch that?
Yeah.
If I wasn't your friend, would you watch that?
No, but I didn't would.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's important. I didn't.
I'm saying that because I don't watch YouTube that much, and when I do, it's usually tech related or
Ah.
history related. It's not my cup of tea. Not like there's nothing wrong with that type of video you're making. It's just that I wouldn't come across that kind of
I
content.
understand. How about Born in Quarantine?
That I would probably watch. Yeah.
We will come back on that soon too. In like, I'm hoping by the end of April.
That would be good.
Yeah,
That would be good. That would be great.
that's good. Anyways, do you have anything you would want to plug beside Yasp? Which there will be a link to Yasp in the description because it's our joint endeavor. But is
Sure.
there anything else you would like to plug to all of
Not
my two
really.
listeners?
One of them is
Yeah.
me. No.
No,
Not really
not
one.
Radio 6 string.
I don't really contribute anything to that group. Like
Ah,
maybe once in 3 months. Like, so, yeah.
not even your personal Instagram or Twitter.
No, because they are for personal use, and I don't even use them either. Like, have you seen me post anything over there?
I mean, I'm not on Twitter anymore, so I wouldn't know.
I don't talk. I mean, I use Twitter to follow people and companies, but I don't tweet.
I had a fucking bang at Twitter and I left. I don't know if you read that long post.
I'm not sure what happened.
I'll go ahead and read it later. I'm too tired of talking about it.
Okay. I thought you deleted your account.
No, I didn't delete it because I actually use it to follow some people and I do want it to be there. And I do like the fact that it's there because it's a part of my history that I would miss otherwise.
I understand. Okay, then I'll definitely look at it and see what went on.
So, anyways, thank you for being here, Amir Reza, from my shirt.
Thanks for having me.
It sounds like I've put you in my shit, doesn't it?
Yeah. Sure, you kind of have though.
Yeah. Thank you for being here, and
Yeah, thank you for having me.
hope to. I mean, you will probably come back pretty soon because.
Yeah, sure. I'll be glad to.
Thank you. See you. See you later.
See you later.
See you later.